First of all, you went on to a CF Mark III, CF100 Mark III, which is a twin engine and twin seat and twin controls. So you had like obviously you don't just jump into a CF100 and go flying. You had to have an instructor in the back. So after so many hours, and they determined that I was competent to fly the CF100, then I got to fly with my navigator, and so we tried different navigators. And anyway, the very first night trip in a CF100 that I was with my navigator, I should call him an AI, took off, and on the CF100, it had a problem with the nose wheel. It would sometimes lock, and you had to get your gear up below 150 knots, or it could jam. And anyway, I took off in a Mark IV CF100 first time, and the nose wheel jammed, and I heard this horrendous crack and bang, and I thought, oh boy, what's this? Anyway, I throttled back, got her down slow, tried reselecting, and I couldn't get the nose wheel up. It wouldn't go up, wouldn't go down. And this was at night. And so what I did was I throttled back, stayed well below the 150, and flew by the control tower low and said, can you check my nose wheel? Because it's not. And they determined the nose wheel had been cocked back at 45 degrees. So what they did was they made me fly around. Well, they didn't make me. We flew around there to burn off fuel. And all the other guys, they came in and landed. And so I had a choice between bailing out at the time or belly landing it onto the runway. Well, I actually had my main wheels down. And so Ivan and I chose to put her on the run. We didn't want to bail out at night. And so we came in at night and landed on the two wheels and then scraped along the nose, and there was flames and sparks and all. And the interesting thing about that was Ivan was kind of a nervous guy. I guess we both were. And I told him as soon as those wheels hit the runway, you get the canopy rolled back, because the last thing I wanted to be trapped in there in case of fire. Okay, so he forgot. And anyway, I got the canopy going, and it's going down. And now, when the thing was flying, it was going along, it had a very positive angle of attack, so I was able to keep the nose wheel up. But as the speed dropped, the nose starts dropping, and once it gets below that certain angle, it just slams down. And it went wham on the runway and scraped along. I hit the brakes and stopped, flamed out the engines. And then, meanwhile, the fire trucks are all out there. So Ivan and I, we scrambled over and jumped down off the airplane and got out. And Ivan, he was nervous. The first thing he did was lit up a cigarette. Well, he's standing in fuel, and there's jet fuel all over the runway around us. He's standing in this fuel, lighting a cigarette. The fireman gave him what for? Anyway, it was funny. I was nervous. I must admit, while you're in that situation, and I still maintain that even to this day, you're trained so much, and you simply follow. And pilots, I personally believe, I guess they get responsibility pay, but a bus driver has the same amount of responsibility as a pilot, but they don't make the same salary. And you're trained to the extent that you follow through exactly with the procedure that you're supposed to do, but once it's over, you start shaking, and oh man, you shake. So I had to get debriefed, and then the next morning I went again. Yeah. But anyway.
Was that nose wheel problem common on the CF?
Yeah, it was. You had to. As soon as you cleared the runway, you hit the undercarriage up button.
I've heard that was one of the reasons it got that nickname.
The clunk. Well, it's true. When the wheels went up, they went clunk underneath of you. Yeah. But it was a beautiful airplane to fly, by the way, CF100. A very stable airplane. You could land her pretty well anywhere. It weighed 19 tons. It was a heavy airplane, but I never lost an engine, and not too many emergencies. No.